you are struggling with drawing support and resistance line on your chart, and even more, you are struggling with defining the right target for your trade. This is what I'm going to cover in this video, and I'm showing you a very precise way how to determine your target and of course to draw the exact support and resistance lines without any questions. So let's go. Here you can see my TradingView desk, and this is a standard way how most people look at the markets. You can see S&P 500 future contracts in candlestick chart, and now the question is about how to draw support and resistance line. Is this now here the resistance, here, there, or where exactly to draw them? So it's the same with the support lines. You can draw the same lines on the chart, move them up and down, and everybody is drawing them in a different way. So for example, here the last days have been pretty in the range, and I want to use this as example because today very excited, the S&P 500 index broke above, and now the question is, if you are in this trade, where to define the next target. So also this I'm going to cover in this video. If you like this topic, so please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and of course, if you have questions, leave a comment below. So I'm using here for my day trading a different software, and this is covering market profile. So I'm opening here Sierra charts, and here you can see more or less the same time period. Here, starting at the end, at the bottom, from 14th of April, and here you can see the range. So this was the breakout of the range. Each market profile here covers 1 day. And every time where you see these red boxes, I merged market profiles and made a composite, and these composites with a standard deviation of 70% here, where the market participants took their transactions. This is then creating support and resistance lines, and especially even better targets for your trades. So first of all, the most important thing what you need to know is if you're using market profile, then please use them as only US opening hours. So here you can see S&P 500 future again, and all the market profiles you can see here for each day. They are only there for the US opening hours. So there's no early in the morning session, and of course there's no late night session included in this market profile. And this is very important because market profile shows the transacted time from the underlying, and if you're using this for the whole electronic trading session, which includes also the night session and the early morning session, then you get a wrong picture. So if you're using this method for example, the German DAX, then only apply this with the German opening hours, not the late night session, not the early morning session where stock market is not open. And the same is for German stocks, Britain stocks, and of course US stocks. Each stock, each underlying, please do this in the representative time zone. So let's zoom in here for the last trading days and make an example. Here you can see the last trading days, they went up here, and where was the target? The target was here in the prior value area from the past. So this is exactly what you can see here, and of course even more, there is another prior value area one level above. So I cut this now to draw new composites. And here you can see, to show you the procedure, and here you can see the days and always the standard deviation, 70% of the transacted time, is marked with this line, and the point of control is here marked with this red line. So if we have overlapping market profiles, then we can merge them together to build a nice looking composite, which should look like this one here, like a standard deviation profile. So these ones, both of them, they are not 100% perfect, because we had here this opening, this blue dot here at the bottom, and then all the way up and the closing right here. So, but anyway, I would want to merge these two profiles. So then we have a composite, and we can draw the support and resistance line, the composite line. Value area high, this is this line, with the level of about 4,304, and then the value area low, support line at the level of 4,278. So, and these are the support and resistance lines for the next day. So here you can see the next day opened just here at the bottom of this, at the support line, then tried to break below. There was a lot of transactions here right around this support line, and this is also where you can see, okay, here the point of control also was below. So there was a pretty good chance that market on the next day broke below again. But at the next day it failed. Market opened right here in the middle. And so let's draw the support and resistance lines for this day. So for this, I would merge again these two composites, merge with next profile. And of course also here, then we have to adjust these things again to the standard deviation, the 70% of the transacted time. And here you can see again that market tried to push through to the upside, then failed, went all the way down, and then closed here at the bottom. So depending on your time frame, what you are trading, if you are trading intraday, then you can use these kind of levels as, of course, your targets or your support zones, where you can move around or switch your mindset, for example, from a long trade to a short trade. Or, of course, if you want to trade the breakout, for example, above, wait for a breakout, another test here, the test failed, it went back into the value area and did not broke above. So here, this is no room for interpretation with these support and resistance lines. And of course, we always have to take into account that market participants are testing these levels once, twice before they finally break above, or they go back into the value area and fail for the breakout. So for the next day, again, we have to merge here the composites again, adjust the support and resistance lines. And we can also draw a point of control. So this is also a very good way, because this point of control from the past is also relevant for the upcoming day. So here again, you can see the same procedure. Market opened here at the bottom, then tried to fail below, went all the way to the up, tested, and closed here in the upper third of this value area. For the next day, for today, we also merge these profiles. And now we have an interesting scenario, because market today in the morning opened already here above this value area high, which is then the resistance line at the level of 4,296 plus minus around this level. So we opened already a higher, and we didn't test here, just shot up to the previous value area. And if you are seeing this kind of situation, then you can also use this as, of course, a migration to next value area. And now the question is where to determine your target. So the first target, of course, can be the bottom of the previous value area, but most likely market participants are targeting here the previous point of control. So the blue line at 4,326. So this can be one proper good target, and I would say the maximum target here for this move would be the upper line here, or at the level of 4,334. This is a very unique way which works for future market definitely. I use it, and I know many other traders using this kind of method to draw support and resistance line and to determine their price targets. It also works for stocks, especially if they are very liquid, like US stocks from the S&P 500, Nasdaq or Dow Jones. And it also works for Forex, crypto currencies, and well, all other products. But the thing what you need to watch is the liquidity. The more liquid the products you are trading are, the better this method works. So if you liked this method and this approach, please give me a thumbs up, write a comment below, subscribe to the channel, and I wish you successful trades in the market. Stay tuned and bye bye.